Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So one of my subscribers just sent me an article from BoxingScene.com, and it's Vladimir Klitschko, and he says he feels that he gained more from losing than winning. Okay, and I'll leave this article in the description box for you. And like always on my channel, you can click it, read it, and come to your own surmise. All right, but let me just read what Klitschko had to say in his article. He says, after years of constantly preparing myself up for victory, this is a completely new experience. I now understand that success does not necessarily mean achieving a set goal. Instead, success means achieving the best possible result. Sometimes we cannot see beforehand what the best possible result might be. In the end, it was Anthony Joshua who struck the decisive blow and left the ring victorious. I failed to achieve my goal of winning, but I did in fact gain much more than this. I never thought I would say such a thing, but in defeat, I achieved much greater success than I would have had I won. Fans and sports enthusiasts worldwide are celebrating my performance and showing me their appreciation. Even my opponent expressed his respect for me. The responses that I received and continue to receive after this night of boxing are overwhelming. Commentators reported that I showed greatness even in defeat. It took a while for me to get over not winning in the ring, yet I immediately experienced an increase in recognition and respect. When I appeared at Wembley Stadium on April 29th, I was booed by the majority of the spectators. Joshua had a clear home advantage as an Englishman, but I left the ring again and I got goosebumps. Tens of thousands of people who had wanted me to be defeated were applauding me. I experienced enthusiasm, encouragement, and respect. For me, my performance, my fair fight, and my boxing as a whole, I cannot wish for anything better. Well, damn, it sounds like he's going to retire after hearing that. But, you know, I don't know, man. That sounds like he's going to retire to me. Now, that's just me speculating, all right? So this isn't written in stone. I'm expecting a rematch, at least according to Eddie Hearn. He did an interview with Seconds Out with Radio Raheem during the Brooke Spence, I believe it was like that, the media workout a few days before that fight. And I seen Eddie Hearn. He was saying that the rematch most likely is going to take place in November. And we know Klitschko has a few weeks until he makes his decision if he's going to come back or not. But I don't know, man. It's weird, you know, hearing a guy that's used to winning that went, 11 years or something like that without losing a fight. He's lost his last 2 fights, man, back-to-back losses. So he hasn't won a fight since, first quarter of 2015. You know what I mean? So it's been a while since Klitschko's won a fight, man. And, I'm glad that he has accepted the loss and he isn't walking around like most of these fans out here saying he let... that's a whole nother different video. I don't even want to get into that. But the fighter, Klitschko, seems as if that he accepted it, that he, lost the fight. But right now, man, this just sounds like somebody that wants to retire to me. I know he's showing respect to his opponent and Anthony Joshua, and Klitschko does that. He's been like a classy champion. Although I know a lot of people think that his personality is kind of stale and dry, kind of plain Jane, but he's a very respectful dude. Klitschko plays his little mind games in his own little way, in my opinion. You may disagree, that's fine, but building up to this fight and some of his other fights, like with David Haye and Tyson Fury, he does it in his own little subtle way, but nothing outlandish, nothing that's going to embarrass the sport. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about this, man? What do you think about Klitschko? And, he said that he received, and it's funny, man, because some of his fans will come to my videos and say, oh, you guys are full of shit. You're showing him all this respect and blah, blah, blah after he loses a fight. But what about when he won fights? It's like, well, me, personally, I always gave him his credit. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these new fans. Like I said in all my videos, man, I've never stopped watching the heavyweight division since the 80s. It's been a ongoing thing. Even when the Klitschko brothers took over, I was still watching it. So just for Klitschko to come out and say, that, he appreciates the, fans and commentators and everybody just giving him his respect, even in defeat, it lets you know that he went out on his shield, man. That's one thing I can say about Klitschko. He went out on his shield. And whether he retires or he wants to fight on, I will say that he is going after the best opposition that's out there. I know some people may say, oh, no, it's Joseph Parker. No, it's Luis Ortiz. No, it's Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua is one of those guys you have to put up there, though. And if I was doing a rankings right now, not necessarily who can beat who, but just a rankings, like a power ranking, I would have not power like Power Punch, but just combining all the heavyweights and just having a ranking, I would have Anthony Joshua rated #1. Doesn't mean I think Joshua beats everybody, but I will have him rated #1. Maybe he could, but rated #1. You know, you can have Wilder up there and Luis Ortiz and whoever else up there. But what do you guys think about this, though, man? What do you think about Vladimir Klitschko? What he had to say about he's learned more in defeat than he did after a victory? I'm glad that he's giving Anthony Joshua his props, man, and he's not doing what a lot of these fans are doing by making excuses. Oh, he could have finished him in the 6th. He let him off the hook, and that's fine if you think that, but it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It sounds like a retirement speech to me, but I guess we'll see. This is just me just reading it and just, coming off the top of my head about what I think. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I'm out.